Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to understand the charge in very much detail. So let's start with an atom. Atom is the smallest entity or the smallest particle of any substance that we know. The structure of atom is something that we have proton and neutron in the nucleus. Let's suppose this is your atom. Inside the atom you have nucleus, which is in green color. In nucleus you have neutron and the proton. The orbits, outer bond orbits, outer circle is the orbit. In orbits you have electron, which is basically the negatively charged. So as a complete, your atom is a neutral because you have one positive charge, one negative charge, and both of them they cancel each other. So the charge of an atom is always a neutral. And the charge electron is, we all know, that negatively charged, and the charge of electron can be written as, let me write, charge of electron is negative 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 coulomb. The charge next is proton, and proton is positively charged, which is also having the positive 1.6 into 10 to power of minus 19 coulomb. This is a charge of 1 electron, this is a charge of 1 proton. So if you add 1 plus 1 electron and 1 proton, that will give you a neutral charge, that is equal to 0. So all atoms are always neutral. It means you have equal number of proton equal to equal number of electrons. Now, basic property of the charges, these are extremely important to understand as exam point of view as well as knowledge point of view, that charges having 3 important properties. First is additivity. Okay, there should be additivity. Additivity of the charges means, suppose you have box A, which is having, let's suppose, negative 3 electron, for example 3 electron you have, and other boxes which you have, let's suppose 6 electron. Okay, so if the material is same and the property of the material is same, so eventually what will happen, if you combine A plus B, the net charge on the system will become, on A plus B will become 9 charges. Right? That is called the additivity of the charges. So you have 3 charges, 3 electron, 3 over on the B you have 6 electron. If you add both of them, you are going to get 9 electrons. Let's suppose another, you have third body, let to be C, which is having, let's suppose 3, let's suppose in this case you have 6 protons. Now when you add A plus C will give you, if you make them a system and if you bring them close to each other, eventually what will happen, you have 3 electrons and you have 6 protons. So these 3, 1 positive, 1 negative, 1 positive, 1 negative. Okay, so 3 negative and 3 positive will cancel each other and 3 positive charge. So that is called the additivity of the charges. Okay, and it also covered the concept of charge is conserved. You cannot create the charge or you cannot destroy it like that. So base had basically negative 3, you have positive 6, so add them, charge is 3, right? So that is basically the charge is conserved. Charge is not going anywhere, but they are basically neutral. They are basically nullifying each other. It's not like that electron has gone anywhere, okay, or proton has gone anywhere, but it means the charge of proton and the charge of electron is basically cancelling each other's the charges. Okay, don't think that electron is going anywhere. Okay, electron is still in the system. There is, we have 3 electron and still we have 6 protons, but the charge of 3 proton and 3 electron is cancelling out. Okay, still if anyone asks you how many is the charge, so still you have the charge is 3 electron and 6 protons. Third and important property is basically your quantization of the charge. So quantization of the charge means that there is no possibility that there will be E by 2. It means there you don't have 0.5 electron. 0.5 electron means you cannot break electron further apart. That is the meaning of the basically quantization. So you can only have 1 electron, 2 electron, 10 electron, 20 electron. But you cannot have 10.3 electrons. You cannot have basically, let's suppose 4 by 3 electrons. Okay, why? Because it means basically, what does it mean? It means 1 into 1 over 3. So basically what you're doing, you have 1 electron and you're breaking 1 electron into 3 forms. Okay, so this is not possible. Okay, why? Because electron is already, we assume, as the smallest particle. Okay, as of now. Okay, but there is already so many particles exist now which is basically having size less than electron, but that is not part of our syllabus, so we will not discuss it. That is meaning of quantization. So you will have 10 electron, 20 electron, 250 electron, let's suppose 1600, 16 into 10 to power 19, 9 electron, anything it can be, but it will not be basically like the root 2 electron. There is no value of this. 4 by 3, 5 by 3, this kind of example will not exist in the case of electrons. So that is what we have to remember. That is meaning of quantization of the charge. Now let's take one question which is A, B and C. Okay, 3 charges A, B and C having the charge 10 coulomb, minus 14 and plus 18 coulomb. If first A and B and then B and C brought closer to each other, okay, then this happens. So what will happen to the final system? So let's consider you have A, you have B and you have C. It is having 10 coulomb, you have 14 coulomb and you have plus 18 coulomb. Now what is happening, that question is asking first A and B is, they brought together. So what will happen? This question came for JEE means. Now see it very carefully. Now when you bring A and B together, so when you place A and B next to each other, so eventually what will happen, you have positive 10 coulomb charge over here and you have negative 14 coulomb of the charge. So eventually what will happen, that positive 10 and negative 10 will cancel out each other and you will left with only 4 coulomb of the charge, right? So basically minus 4 coulomb of the charge will be there. Now, so this was your A and this was your B. Now further if you separate them, okay, if you further place them apart and if the system property is the same, okay, we are assuming the material to be the same, which is having same density, same mass kind of thing. So eventually what will happen, this minus 2 coulomb of the charge will get distributed equally. So this will be your A and B after this thing, okay, after once you bring them closer. Then the question saying, then you bring B and C close to each other. Okay, so now you're going to bring B and C. So when you bring the B and C basically next to each other, so what will happen, that you have B with new charges minus 2, see, and basically you have basically, let's suppose C is having 18 coulomb of the charge. So when you bring them, when you place B and C next to each other, so this is having minus 2 and this is having plus 18. So basically when you add them, minus 2 and plus 2 will cancel out each other and now the system will have basically net charge will be plus 16 coulomb. This 16 coulomb of the charge, positive 16 coulomb of the charge will get distributed equally between B and C, and now the system will be showing plus 8 coulomb of the charge to this one, plus 8 coulomb of charge to this one. Okay, then you do the same purpose for A and C, and then you do for B and A. Okay, so it means these are your new charges. Okay, now for example, after second process, this is the charge distribution after first method, this is the charge after second process. When you do the third thing, okay, when you bring A and C next to each other, so now in this case you will consider this was A right now. Okay, so this will become minus 2C and this is your basically C, which is having 8 coulomb of the charge. Again same thing, the charge will become how much? Plus 6 coulomb of the charge will be there. They will distributed evenly and you will have positive 3, positive 3. Okay, this is A and C. Now the fourth statement will be basically B and A. Now so basically A and C, B and A. So now B, you have last process which you did with the B was 8 coulomb, so it is carrying 8 coulomb of the charge, and A is basically having plus 3 coulomb of the charge. So total charge is basically becomes 11 coulomb of the charge, which will further distribute among equal, and they will give you basically 4.5 coulomb of the charge, 4.5 coulomb of the charge. Now we can answer the question very carefully. Now they are asking what will happen to A and B. So simple, A is having positive charge, B is having positive charge, both of them are going to repel each other. Right? This was a question which came in JEE Mains. So which was basically based on the simple logic and property of the charges. Now let's take how much positive and negative charges is there in a cup of water. Okay, having mass, let's suppose 200 gram. So we need to find out how much positive and how much negative. So first of all, we need to understand the water in normal state is a neutral. Okay, it means neutral means it is having equal number of positive and equal number of negative charges. So whatever it can be, let's suppose X and X. Okay, X number of positive and X number of negative charges will be there. But we have to find out how many charges exist in 200 gram of water. So for that we need to take the help of mole concept, and for that we have to find out the number of moles. So number of moles is basically your given mass. Okay, given mass divided by atomic mass basically. So in the case of water, that formula stands for H2O. You have 2, and let's suppose you have basically you have 16. 2 plus 16, so you are going to have 18 gram of this will be atomic mass. Okay, so it is going to be 200 gram over 18 gram. This is the number of moles, and now you have to find out the number of particles. Okay, to find the number of particles, what you have to do, again the formula is basically your number of particles divided by Avogadro number. So the number of particle will come to, n is going to be your let's suppose 200 upon 18 times 6.23 into 10 to power 23. Okay, that's if you substitute the Avogadro number, you're going to get the number of particles. So whatever the number of particle you are going to get, okay, let's suppose I'm assuming you can calculate this value carefully. Let me calculate. So you can cancel this value. So this value comes out to be 69.22 into 10 to power 23. So basically 6.92 into 10 to power 23 particles. These are number of particles exist in basically 200 gram of water. So basically these are the number of atom we have. Okay, in each atom we know there is one electron and one proton. So basically in this number of particle you will have equal number of electron as well as equal number of proton.